My favorite time of year as a filmmaker is the Oscars season, or more specifically, that weekend, more specifically, the night of the ceremony. But I don't watch the ceremony. I make a movie instead. And to be more specific, I guess, that time period between that weekend, that night, and the next week is my favorite time as a filmmaker. The filmmaker and YouTuber Joel Haver, he created this project, this challenge, maybe 2021, 2022, something like that, where basically it was a protest of the Oscars to, instead of watching the big leagues, the industry people pat themselves on the back, it was go and make a film using the time that you would normally spend watching the 3.5 hour Oscars program and make something, and then the next week edit it and then submit it. And that's what he would do as his own project, and he opened it up for the rest of the YouTube community, I guess. And that started something that hundreds of people started to do. And that's my favorite time of year, is this time of year where I can create something, and this challenge of making something that is improv, that it's roughly 40 minutes, like a micro feature, and doing it in such a small amount of time with friends or just alone, and then releasing it. And then at the end of the week, when it's all released, Joel puts it into a folder or a playlist on YouTube, and you can see everyone else that did it. So not only is it something that I get to challenge myself and make new art in a quick manner, but I also get to experience all the other people doing the same exact thing. With roughly the same restrictions and guidelines that I have, we all did it together. So I don't know these people, but it feels as if we're all in one big community that is like-minded, that loves film and making film for its process, its collaboration, its expression, and releasing it for fun. It's like the love of the game is what it is. And I think it's a very special time of year where I get to feel so close to so many people out there, and understand that the films that I make and that people want to make, that a lot of people want to make these kind of films that are less structured, that are allowed to fail. 3.5 hours, you might make something you don't like at the end of the day. You might make something that you might set out for one thing, and you might at the end have something completely different because it didn't go your way, or you didn't use the time the way you wanted to, or something came in, because it's improv, so something came in and completely changes it. You have to start and keep going. You can't really look back. So making a film that's, your goal is trying to get 40 minutes. If you don't get 40 minutes, you're not going to be taken out of the contest or anything. Not that it's a contest. You're not going to get taken out of the playlist. But because you have to try and meet a larger goal of a runtime, you can't really think about every take of like, oh, we could get that better. Oh, we could do that. Oh, what if we tried it this way? You don't really do that. So you keep going. You don't look back. You allow yourself to jump over obstacles. You allow yourself to fail a little bit. You allow yourself to not get a perfect take, and you keep going anyway. And that is something that I think is really exciting, because I don't think film needs to be this perfected format of art that we have cultivated into this thing where we need millions of dollars for it. So to do something with basically nothing in a very short amount of time, it's this attempt at making something for the purpose of making something, not to get something back. I've done this challenge for 3 years. Last year was the first time my friend Matthew and I started collaborating. We co-directed last year and this year. And we have had so much fun challenging ourselves. We have a really great group that we've used for both years, and we've had different actors, but it's mostly the same group of people making the film. And it's really wonderful to have such a good group of people that care so much about a project. They're not getting anything out of it. Some people's roles are very small. Some people's are very big. And no matter what, everyone a part of that team, every piece of input that anyone could give is so appreciated. And at the end, when we're like making the credits, it's like, okay, who like made this, right? Like whose roles is what, and we try and give each other credit for what we did because I think it's useful in a filmmaking way of like knowing who did production design, knowing who did the sound and all that. But overall, it's like I like saying that we all improved it. It's not just the actors who do so much heavy lifting on the improv. It's not just Matthew and I who came up with the story and directed it, but it's also the cinematographers. It's also the people standing there being like, what if we did that? Or giving us access to one thing or the other. It's such a great community of people that we have built to make something. And a lot of people make these films for nothing with nobody. They make them just themselves. A lot of things are very small. I remember there was 2 years ago, people were started logging these and like uploading them to Letterboxd, and I watched one and it was so wonderful. It was like a guy just talking about his book collection and his favorite books, the ones that meant the most to him. And it was, that's more of a documentary. And I logged it and I said how much I loved it. And someone started arguing with me in my comments saying that it wasn't a film and it shouldn't be on Letterboxd, et cetera, et cetera. And I just thought that was awful. And I argued back because I think it is, no matter what, it is expression. And I don't think trying to box film into needs to be narrative. It needs to, be, if it's not narrative, it needs to be a special structure to have purpose within a greater, that like it can be a personal thing. It can be someone talking in a room doing nothing. It, like my friend Andy this year, did a film where it was really just them in one room, trying to make music on their computer with their guitar and stuff like that. Like it really was just like capturing a creative process. And that is, I think, is extremely valid and as valid as someone who like we like kind of like produce it and like make something really like, we try and go as big as we can and we get actors, we get crew, we have 2 cameras, we do it, we have a beat sheet. But like some people don't do that and some people do other things, and I think all of it is welcome in this, and I think it's wonderful no matter what format, what genre, what camera you use, what you're doing on that camera. Like it doesn't matter. It's just about this, like it's just about creating. It's just a night where you create, and I think that's beautiful, and that's why it's my favorite time of year. The challenge itself is the challenge is great. I love that whole thing, and I think it is still going strong. But I do want to say that like even before I started making these films, I've noticed that the playlist for the first year, I think it was 2022, was like 500 submissions. And then the next year is like 400. Then there's like a big jump and it goes to 200. Then last year was 150 maybe. This year, I think Joel is still adding them, but currently I've seen 50. I really hope there's way more. I think they're still being added as I speak, as I make this video. But it's just, the thing about it that kind of upsets me in that way is like there's less people being like, I want this to keep going strong. I don't want this to ever die. I think I'm always going to try and make a movie during the Oscars. Like 2 years ago, or sorry, 3 years ago when I first made my solo one, I had filmed like a budgeted short film. I directed something that weekend, and we ended in time for me to make something solo. Like everyone went home, all the big equipment truck and stuff like that, all done, all wrapped. And then I'm like, okay, well, everyone's going to the Oscars party. I'm gonna go make a film, And then last year, my friend Mia I was ADing her film that she was directing, and we had like a break. We had like hours break because everyone wanted to see the Oscars. So they thought we'd be wrapped by the Oscars, but we weren't. So we had a night shoot after the Oscars ceremony. So me and my friends, we were like, okay, let's use that. We're going to make our film. And then we shot all weekend, all day, Sunday. Then we break, we make our film. And then we instantly wrap stuff up, drive over, and we wrap that bigger project for Mia. I will always make time for this film. I flew to Chicago to make this last week. So I'm always going to do it, but I'm worried that less and less people are doing it now. And I think because originally Joel had, like, it was more of a like real challenge, not just like something that I think a community's been doing and keeping afloat is really great, but like it used to be Joel's gonna watch them and Joel's gonna pick his favorites, and that's gonna, become a video as well. And then like 500 first year, like how are you supposed to watch all of those? You just can't. I've tried to watch like years worth of like, and I just can't watch everyone's. There's so much. But I think Joel watched what he could and then started giving out awards to people for like, oh, this was a standout. This one I watched and was a standout. I like this one. I did a lot of different stuff. And that's wonderful and great. But I think he thought that was unfair at a certain point because he's not watching all of them and he's getting less and less time as he becomes busier and makes more projects. So that's totally that. I think that completely makes sense and is valid. But I think that's giving less people incentive to make these films because a lot of people are like, oh, well, I wanted, my favorite filmmaker to watch my film, or, oh, I wanted the award. I wanted someone to praise it. And I think I think Joel, where he's coming from, totally valid. And I think where everyone else is coming from, I get that. I would love Joel to watch my film. I would love, a 3D printed little guy to say like, people liked your film. I think the incentive should be just to be a filmmaker, a part of that community making something. I think that's the beauty of it. I wish that more people, I think so many people make films just to make them, and I think that's wonderful. I wish there was more people. I wish there was more people making these. I wish there's more people a part of this community. I wish there was more people willing to make something and just for the love of it, And I'm sure there's so many people that have never even heard of this, and that's why there's not a lot of films, because not everyone can make time every year to do that. Some people just enjoy the Oscars. It doesn't even really need to be a protest for most people. It's just something fun to do. And I think as the years go on and I see that number dwindle in the playlist, I just hope there's more people to watch it. And I'm sure, what is this video gonna do? I don't have a lot of followers or anything. And I'm not like, this isn't like oh, you have to or anything. I wanted to talk about how much I love it, But I really do hope that maybe Joel can do something to promote it a little bit more, or maybe people will just start seeing that love. And maybe there's like a big backlog of emails that Joel has to go through. And maybe there's gonna be an what is it? Maybe there's going to be a bunch of movies this year, but more than last year. I don't know. But I don't know. I wanted to really talk about how much I love this project. It's a challenge. It is a challenge, I'll say. But like, I think challenge kind of makes it think like, oh, there's a winner or something. There isn't. You're all a winner if you put something into this project, even if you tried your hardest and you made something that maybe you're not even proud of, but you made something this year. I think that's awesome. Yeah, go make movies. I love movies so much, and I think I love the movies I love the most. The movies I appreciate the most are on that playlist all those years. So make something. I don't know.